Happy Friday, everyone. It's been about a week since I've made a video. Um, things are pretty stable. I froze my credit. I think that's the first step because right now I'm not in a position to make credit card payments. I've always made my credit card payments on time. If I was late, I may have been late like once a month, like one out of every 10 payments, I may have been late, you know? And so it's insane that my credit was destroyed that way. And then when I became homeless, I obviously couldn't afford to pay credit card payments. Right now I'm still homeless, and I can't afford to pay credit card payments, you know. For me, paying for a month at a hotel, that's where most of my money goes, but I have to think about shelter and having a roof over my head, especially, considering, what I went through for almost 2 months. Um, so, I did that. I froze my credit and, resolving those credit issues that shouldn't have occurred. Like literally things would happen like I would get a report saying like you were late on your payment to Citizens Bank, which I wasn't, and I showed on social media that I did make the payment. So I would get this, message that I was late on the payment, and then my credit score like literally would go down like 100 points or more. One late payment that wasn't actually late. And I tried to dispute it with the credit bureau, and they just did nothing about it. I have a discrimination complaint against Citizens Bank with the Mass Commission Against Discrimination. I haven't heard anything from them in a very long time. I tried to go to a law office to try to fix my credit, and I feel like I just made the situation worse because the people at that law office, they didn't want to genuinely help me. They genuinely wanted to hurt me. So I did a lot of things to try to prevent these horrible things from happening, but they still happened, and I was trapped. And that's how I ended up the way that I ended up for almost 2 months. Sleeping at a gym, sleeping in my car, spending 1 week at a hotel and another week at another hotel, like just bouncing around, you know? It was awful. It was scary. It was inhumane. And it was so dangerous. So, my priority is always going to be shelter, having a roof over my head. I continue to look for work, permanent jobs. I look, almost every day. And I also did go to a temp agency to try to get a temporary job, and that should pan out very soon. I still look at apartments and stuff online, like roommates and things like that, but I'm not working. My credit was destroyed, so that makes it difficult to find permanent housing. And there were people that could help me, but weren't allowed to. Even, with the donations on the GoFundMe, which I appreciate all the people that donated to my GoFundMe. I know there was more people that wanted to donate but weren't allowed to, and all those things were done to trap me so that I would be obligated to do gym hopping so that I wouldn't be in the car at night. But in the weekend, when the gym wasn't open 24 hours, I might have to sleep in my car or scratch up enough money to spend one night at a hotel and then one night in the car. It was a horrible way to live. It was inhumane. And my goal right now is to find permanent housing. Um, and I'm exposing the truth right now, and I've been exposing the truth for quite some time, several months. It feels longer. And these traffic videos are to expose the truth as well, because there's still a lot of people out there, on the road, just random strangers walking on the street that do want to hurt me, that do want to retaliate against me because of my videos, or just simply because they're just an evil racist, But my videos have saved my life, and that's why I continue to record them. And since the court system failed me, the very least I could do was make videos to expose the truth so that I can tell my story. Because the court wasn't listening to me. I was unlawfully evicted. I told them, too. One of the things that I told the court was, people care about me. You really shouldn't let this happen to me. It's going to, end up being really bad, not just for me, but for other people. Is pretty much what I said to one of the employees, at one of the courthouses. They really didn't say a whole lot to me, because they were under the impression that I was going to stay with my family, who I was estranged from, who, if I stayed there, would have hurt me and would have ruined my recovery. And I told them time and time again, I'm not staying there. And they kept trying to make my living situation more and more inhumane in hopes that I would change my mind. And I didn't change my mind, And then after almost 2 months, because so many terrible things happened to not just me, to other people that they care about, that's when they were like, okay, you could get a PFMLA check, which I didn't even know about, which has helped me secure housing for 2 months, but it's still not permanent. And it's just, I watched those videos. Some of the videos, I can't watch them. It's traumatic to even look at some of those videos. And it's so devastating to think that there's people out there that thought that I deserve that, or thought that I deserve worse than that. And there's many evil people that are mad that I'm in a hotel, that I have a roof over my head, just, my basic necessities are being covered right now, and they're mad about that, and that's really depressing. It's very depressing that there's so many people out that are like that in the world. But, not everybody's bad. That's why I try at least once a week to put up my positive vibes posts, about the, good reviews that I've given some businesses. Because there are good people out there. There are people that help me. There were people who wanted to help me more, not everybody is bad, definitely not. There's a lot of good people out there, and there's a lot of people that are also very devastated about what happened to me, Like, I'm one of the last people someone would think something like this would happen to, and I certainly don't deserve it. Like, I'm a very nice person. I've helped thousands of people, and to have something like that happen to me is just, it's just crazy. It's a tragedy. Well, thank you guys for listening, and I hope you enjoy your weekend. It's finally not going to rain this weekend, so soak up the sun. Talk to you guys later.